Hello, welcome to the next English lesson. What's the plan for today?
So the plan for today, we're going to revise Unit 26, complete Unit 27, and do some reading and dictation, if time allows.
Okay, so let's start.
Okay, so good morning.
Good morning.
Can you give me like 4 words you remember from previous lesson?
Previous lesson. Detached, semi-detached, terraced, cottage, and skyscraper.
Excellent, that's
Yeah.
all. Very good, very good. So let's start with revision, Unit 26. Exact.
Exact, dokładny.
Accurate.
Accurate, dokładny.
Precise.
Precise, dokładny.
Precisely.
Precisely, dokładnie.
Yeah. What's the exact time right now? What's the exact time?
Exact time right now is 10:12.
Excellent. Is your watch accurate?
No, my watch isn't accurate.
Does the lesson start precisely at 12 o'clock?
No, the lesson doesn't start precisely at 12 o'clock.
Very good. Are most people able to distinguish a genuine painting from a copy if the copy is very exact?
No, most people can't distinguish the difference.
Genuine painting.
From genuine painting from
A
copy. If the copy is exactly the same.
Is it very exact?
It's very exact.
Very good. What do we use when we repeat someone's exact words?
When we repeat someone's exact words, we use inverted commas.
Excellent. For what kind of job must you be very precise and skilled? For what kind of job must you be very precise and skilled? Doctor?
Doctors. One moment, what's the name?
Surgeon?
Surgeon, yes. To be a surgeon, you must be very exact and precise.
Very precise
and
skilled.
And skilled.
Okay. Do doctors know what the precise cause of cancer is?
No, the doctors don't know what the precise cause of cancer is.
Do some twins look precisely the same?
Yes, some twins look precisely the same.
For what kind of job must you be very precise and skilled?
To be a surgeon, you must be very precise and skilled.
Excellent. Why is it so difficult to predict the weather accurately?
It's difficult to predict the weather accurately because there are many factors that influence the weather prediction.
Excellent. Molecule.
Molecule, cząstka.
Hydrogen.
Wodór.
Very good. Combine.
Combine, łączyć.
Which gas is the lightest?
Hydrogen is the lightest.
The lightest?
The lightest.
What?
Was the question? Gas. The hydrogen is the lightest gas.
Excellent.
Gas.
Excellent. What does hydrogen combine with to form water?
Hydrogen combines with oxygen to form water.
Very good. What does a molecule of water consist of?
A molecule of water consists of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen.
Excellent. What features do modern mobile phones combine?
Modern mobile phones combine features as telephone, internet, computer and camera.
Excellent. Is it difficult for a woman to combine her career with bringing up the children?
Yes, it's hard for a woman to combine her career with bringing up children.
Reserve.
Rezerwować.
Make a reservation.
Make a reservation, rezerwować.
All rights reserved.
All rights reserved, wszystkie prawa zabronione.
In advance.
In advance, przyszłości
Z góry.
z góry, okej.
Mhm. What can we say instead of to book a hotel room?
Instead to say to book a hotel room, we can say make a reservation.
Very good. Or make a reservation. So reserve a hotel room.
Reserve
A hotel room.
a hotel room.
Excellent. What things do we usually have to reserve in advance?
We have to reserve a hotel room and plane ticket in advance.
Excellent. What can we say instead of to book a hotel room?
Instead of to say to book a hotel room, we say to reserve or to make a reservation.
Very good. A hotel room. Excellent. Is it possible to make a reservation in a hotel if there are no vacant rooms?
No, it's not possible to make a reservation if there aren't vacant rooms
In a hotel.
in a hotel.
Is it a tradition in your house to reserve seat for an unexpected guest on Christmas Eve?
Yes, it's a tradition in my house to reserve a seat on an unexpected guest on Christmas. For an unexpected guest on Christmas Eve.
Okay, very good. What do the words all rights reserved mean?
Words all rights reserved mean that owner of the film or a book have all rights to authority to publish it.
Excellent. Novelty.
Novelty, nowość.
Whereof
znosić.
Give me an example of something which was still a novelty in the first part of the 20th century.
A car was still a novelty in the first part of 20th century.
Okay, a hydrogen-powered car's a novelty. A hydrogen-powered car's a novelty.
Hydrogen-powered cars is a novelty.
Yes, basically. Why do we say that the novelty wears off?
We say that novelty wears off because new things come out. Okay. Or we
get accustomed to new things quickly, or we quickly become bored. If you drank alcohol, how long would it take before the effect of drinking wears off?
It takes a couple of hours until the effects of drinking will wear off.
Okay, a couple hours, okay. Decimal.
Decimal dziesiętny.
Dozen.
Tuzin.
How much is a dozen?
A dozen is 12.
Is the decimal system based on a dozen?
No, a decimal system is based on tenths.
Not
on dozen.
The dozen. Very good. What does the decimal fraction 1.2 stand for?
1.2 fraction stands for 1/10.
2/10.
2/10.
Very good. What kind of things are sold by the dozen?
Eggs are sold by a dozen.
The dozen.
The dozen.
Very good. Conscious.
Conscious sumienie.
Clear conscious.
Clear conscious, czyste sumienie.
Guilty conscious.
Guilty conscious. One moment. Guilty conscious. Poczucie winy. Okay.
Excellent. Very good. What's the freedom of conscious?
Freedom of conscious is right to say.
Is the freedom to do what you believe in.
What you believe in. Okay.
Or what you believe is right.
Okay.
What you believe in, basically. What you believe is right. Are you guided by your conscience?
Yes, I'm guided by a conscience.
By my conscience.
By my conscience.
What kind of people have severe crimes on their conscience?
Criminals have severe crimes on their conscience.
Why do some criminals decide to confess?
Some criminals decide to confess because they have a guilty conscience.
Very good. So they want to.
To have a clear conscience.
Okay. Do you have a guilty conscience if you've done nothing wrong? Do you have a guilty conscience if you have done nothing wrong?
No, I don't have guilty conscience if I haven't done something wrong.
You have?
You have.
I have.
I have a clear conscience.
Very good. Detach.
Detach, odłączyć.
Hood.
Hood, kaptur.
Zip zipper.
Zip zipa, zamek błyskawiczny.
Velcro.
Velcro. Rzep.
What's the opposite of attach?
The opposite of detach is detach.
Do some types of jackets have hoods which can be detached?
Yes, some type of jackets have hoods that can be detached.
What do we use to attach the hood to a jacket?
We use zip, zipper and velcro
Or buttons.
And buttons to detach
To attach.
To attach and detach. a
No,
hood.
because detach you have to remove them. So what we use to attach?
Okay, and to use all these things to attach
The hood to a jacket.
a hood to the jacket.
What do you have to do if your zip is stuck? What do you have to do if your zip is stuck?
If my zip is stuck, I must
Pull what?
I pull the zip up and down.
Okay. How old must a puppy be before you can safely detach it from its mother?
The puppy must be 3 months old until you can
Before
before
you
you can safely detach it from its mother.
Excellent. Very good. So first question, dozen.
Dozen. Do you buy eggs by the dozen?
Yes, I buy eggs by the dozen. Clear conscious.
And clear conscious. Do you have a clear conscience if you have done something wrong?
No, I don't have a clear conscience when I've done something wrong. I have a guilt conscience. So make a reservation.
And do you often make a plane or a hotel room reservation?
No, I don't often make a hotel room reservation. Molecule.
What does a molecule of water combine with?
A molecule of water is composed of 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. Exact.
Do you know what's exact time is now?
No, I don't know what the exact time is now. Detach, last one.
Yeah. Okay, and detach. Detach. Do you have a blouse with handkerchiefs that you can detach?
With handkerchiefs.
Yeah, hand with, how does it call? Not.
Pockets, what?
No, with pockets, with.
Arms of the jacket.
Yeah, with arms, but I thought that I'm so wrong now. With arms, yeah,
That can be
okay.
detached? No, I don't
No.
have a jacket where I can detach it arms. No.
No.
No. I've never seen such a jacket.
No, never
No,
seen.
with the arms? No.
Yeah.
I only know about the hood or. Yeah. Okay, very good. So, also a bit of revision since we've seen this part. Detached.
Detached domek jednorodzinny.
Very good. Semi-detached.
Semi-detached bliźniak.
Terraced.
Terraced szeregowiec.
Cottage.
Cottage domek na wsi.
Residence.
Residence rezydencja.
Thatched.
Thatched pokryty strzechą.
Skyscraper.
Skyscraper wieżowiec.
In which type of house does a family get the most privacy?
In a detached house, a family can get the most privacy.
Very good. Why is a terraced house cheaper to build than a semi-detached one?
A terraced house is cheaper to build because have a lot of walls, common walls.
Yeah, they share the walls.
Share the walls and is
So a semi-detached one.
a semi-detached has only maybe one wall,
Yeah.
common wall, and
Yeah,
then
and it's usually small in size.
yes,
So the size, so the difference is the
It's-
size
oh,
and the structure of the walls.
okay, yes,
Okay.
yes.
I can say that. Very good. Which house will be the most convenient for you? A cottage, a residence, or a detached house
The most convenient it will be
for you?
for me is residence.
A residence. Very good. Why?
Because it's like detached house but bigger.
Which implies, which implies that the detached house is
Yeah, so you can once again
like, why is it more convenient for you?
because you have more place to live.
Exactly. You have more space. Yeah. So basically, because you have more space.
Place to play seek and hide, for example.
Yeah, more place for children to play. And it offers more privacy.
Yes.
How many bedrooms do you think a house needs to be considered a residence?
I think 6 bedrooms is necessary so that house is considered to be a residence.
So, okay, very good. So it's the at least minimum number. What's the official residence of the American president?
The official residence of American president is White House.
Very good. What's the roof of a thatched cottage covered with?
A thatched cottage is
Roof
covered with
straw. Okay.
straw.
Yeah.
Yes, with straw.
Because thatch is the action of doing it, putting the throw over.
Yeah.
Which two famous skyscrapers were destroyed in the terrorist attack on the 11th September 2001? Which two famous skyscrapers were destroyed in the terrorist attack on the 11th September of 2001?
Twin Towers were
destroyed.
destroyed by the terrorist attacks on the 11th of September.
Okay, 2001. Adjustable, sorry, it's new. Adjustable, adapt, adjustable. So adjustable, adapt. Okay. Adjust, you can translate.
Ustawiać,
Okay,
regulować.
Adjustable.
Adjustable, regulowany.
Very good.
Adapt, dostosowywać, przystosować.
Very good. Adjust and adapt have similar meaning. However, we usually use adjust when we think of a temporary change, and adapt when we mean a more permanent one. So to adapt to something, it's more of a permanent change. Adjust, it's more of a temporary change. Once something has been adapted, it can't be changed back, because that's why adapt is more of a permanent change. Okay, great, you understand? What do your eyes do when you open them at night in a dark bedroom? What do your eyes do when you open them at night in a dark bedroom?
If I open my eyes in a dark bedroom
At
night in a dark bedroom, my eyes must adjust to the darkness.
Very good. Have human beings adapted well to living in almost any conditions? Have human beings adapted well to living in almost any conditions?
Yes, human beings have adapted to living in almost every conditions.
Any conditions.
So any conditions. Well.
Very good. When driving a car, why do you have to adjust your radio from time to time? When driving a car, why do you have to adjust your radio from time to time?
I have to adjust radio from time to time when driving a car because I lose the signal.
Yeah, because you lose signal, exactly.
And I don't have RDS in my car, in the radio.
Okay, so you have to adjust the radio to pick up the signal again. Very good. Is the height of a bicycle seat adjustable? Is the height of a bicycle seat adjustable?
Yes, the height of a bicycle seat is adjustable.
What things are adjustable in a car? What things are adjustable in a car?
The mirrors and seats are adjustable in the car.
And the seat belts too.
Seat belts.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought of. Okay. Why do so many drivers adopt their cars nowadays to take gas instead of diesel or petrol? Why do some drivers adopt their cars nowadays to take gas instead of diesel or petrol?
Many drivers adapt their cars
Nowadays
to take gas because it's cheaper
Gas is not cheaper.
than diesel or petrol.
Very good. What do children have to adapt to when they move to a different town? What do children have to adapt to when they move to a different town?
When children move to another town, they have to adapt to new neighbors, schoolmates, and teachers.
Yeah, very good. When is it extremely hard to adjust to living alone? When is it extremely hard to adjust to living alone?
When?
When is it extremely hard to adjust to living alone?
Well, it's very hard to adjust to living alone.
It's extremely hard to adjust.
It's extremely hard to living alone.
To adjust
To living alone when you didn't live alone before.
Yeah. Okay. When you are, like, for example, married, or you are living with a bigger family. Okay. Very good. Accordingly. Accordingly, you can translate.
Accordingly, zgodnie z, stosownie do.
Bind, bound, bound. Bind, bound, bound. Bound somebody to do something. Unite people. Censor, unite, bind somebody to do something. Bind, bound, bound. And accordingly. So can you accordingly?
Accordingly, stosownie do, zgodnie z.
Bind, bound, bound.
Bind, bound, wiązać.
Bind somebody to do something.
Bind somebody to do something. Związać. Zobowiązać kogoś do zrobienia czegoś.
Unite.
Unite, jednoczyć.
Censor.
Censor, cenzura.
Excellent. It's
Tu
bound.
cenzura, tu
Cenzurować.
cenzurować, tu censor.
It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen.
Nie da się tego... Nie da się tego uniknąć. Nie da się, to na pewno tak się stanie.
It's bound to happen. Very good. If the price of grain grew by 10%, if the price of grain grew by 10%, would you expect the price of flour to rise accordingly? If the price of grain grew by 10%, would you expect the price of flour to rise accordingly?
Yes, if the price of flour
Of grain.
grew 10%, I would expect that the price of flour
To rise.
to rise 10%.
Not to rise.
To rise accordingly.
Excellent. If you managed a company and your competition introduced a new product to the market, would you act accordingly? If you managed a company and your competition introduced a new product to the market, would you act accordingly?
Yes, if I manage a company in the competition, my competition would introduce new product to the market, I would act accordingly.
Okay, very good. Why do bank robbers sometimes bind up security guards when breaking into a bank? Why do bank robbers sometimes bind up security guards when breaking into a bank?
Some bank robbers bind the security guard, bind up security guards in order to have no problems.
Yeah, to not be disturbed, for them not to catch them.
Not to be disturbed by security
when breaking,
guards.
exactly. When breaking.
Breaking into the bank.
Excellent. What kind of things bind people together? What kind of things bind people together?
If common interest bind people together.
Okay, common interests. Very good. Are you bound by any agreement after you have signed it? Are you bound by any agreement after you have signed it?
Yes, I'm bound by an agreement. I'm bound by an agreement when I signed it.
Okay. When are you bound to pay the rent for your house? When are you bound to pay the rent for your house?
I'm bound to pay the rent for my house when I sign a contract.
At the beginning, in the middle of the month, at the end of the month?
At the end of the month.
At the end of the month. Okay. What are you bound by law to do when you're a witness to a road accident? What are you bound by the law to do when you are a witness to a road accident?
I'm bound by the law to help and call the police when I'm a witness to a road accident.
Okay, very good. What's bound to happen if you come to a curve in the road and you don't adjust your speed accordingly? What's bound to happen if you come to a curve in the road and you don't adjust your speed accordingly? What's bound to happen? What's bound to happen if you come to a curve in the road and you don't adjust your speed accordingly?
Was bound to happen. Yes,
I'm bound to have.
I'm bound to have an accident if I come to a curve of in the road and don't adjust my speed.
And I don't adjust my speed?
Accordingly.
Excellent.
Okay.
Do you know anyone who can combine being charming with being determined? Who is it? Do you know anyone who can combine being charming with being determined?
Okay, I don't know who can combine being
in your life, you know nobody who can combine being charming and being determined?
Determined, I don't know. It's like so strange question. I don't know.
No, it's not strange.
No?
Somebody who can
maybe
who can still be charming
yes.
and be determined. Usually charming people are determined. I don't know why. Okay. Do you know anyone
maybe
who
next
can?
lesson. I don't know. Right now, I don't know anybody who can be determined and charming.
Negotiators. They're usually charming and
Yes.
and also determined. Here they say it's my boss, but whatever. For me, like I'll say negotiator. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
People like that. Very good. For what reasons can people sometimes unite in opposition to their government? For what reasons can people sometimes unite in opposition to their government?
People
Can sometimes
unite opposition
in opposition
in opposition to the government because of higher taxes that were implemented.
Okay, or
or rules or censor the internet, yes? There was
censor the internet, yeah, very good.
Because the government wants to censor the internet.
Yeah, exactly. When people want to pass a law. I don't see governments doing it.
Yeah, it was. They wanted to do it.
They did? It was in talks in the parliament?
Yeah, it was American law. It's kind of pacta law.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So between those, the internet or the social media platforms and the government.
There was more about this corporation, American corporation, could in countries around the world decide what is, let's say, what is good and what is wrong, what you can publish or not publish, because it's maybe this way. And because of US, they wanted that all countries will agree, and I think they still want.
Okay, it's still in the works.
But in different, like backwards, when we say that this corporation, internet corporation, should pay taxes here because they make business here, no, they don't want to.
Of course.
Yes, because and they pay in Ireland where taxes are low at all. They don't pay at all. But they should. When I when I have Google AdWords and I pay for this AdWords, yes, on Google, it means I should they earn money and they should pay taxes.
Of course,
and it's
definitely.
like
and they don't.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like let's say we need one good idiom, like play. Maybe for next time I will find a good sentence to describe the situation.
There's a very good one in French that says c'est l'hôpital qui se fout de la charité, like as if like if it's like a hospital being charitable.
Because they are so big, they can do whatever they want.
Exactly.
And then
they have influence and power.
And
over
even they then in different way they make your life harder, that you don't see it all day. And they say but now China will resist to it.
Exactly. Definitely.
They already resist to it.
They already resist.
Yeah, and Africa can't, yes?
Yeah.
Still, and then there's still a big colony.
Yeah,
unofficial.
some countries.
Some countries unofficially.
Of course,
unofficially.
It doesn't but it's so obvious at this point.
Yeah, with internet, with all the
especially military.
Especially all these mines. How do we call
and petrol.
fuel?
Fuel, you mean?
Fuel, but this is a general name for it.
You mean natural
resources? Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very. Let's continue. So flow, cash flow, and roadworks. Roadworks, cash flow, and flow. You can repeat flow.
Flow.
Cash flow.
Cash flow.
Roadworks. Roadworks.
Works. Okay.
Flow.
Flow. Przepływać. To flow and flow. Okay. Płynąć i przepływ.
Okay. Cash flow.
Cash flow, przepływ gotówki.
Roadworks.
Roadworks, prace drogowe. Roboty drogowe.
Okay, very good. Which sea does the Nile flow into? Which sea does the Nile flow into? The Nile.
The Nile flows into the Mediterranean Sea.
Excellent. What's likely to happen if we don't bind up a deep cut and we let the blood flow from the wound? What's likely to happen if we don't bind up a deep cut and we let the blood flow from the wound?
If we don't block the blood.
If we don't bind up
deep cut and
let the blood flow.
And don't stop the blood flow
from the wound.
On the wound, we will have.
Person is likely to bleed to death.
You will bleed to death. Yes.
Yeah, bleed to death because blood is what sustains us. What can interrupt the flow of traffic in a city? What can interrupt the flow of traffic in a city?
Roadworks can, or an accident can interrupt the flow of traffic in the city.
Very good. Does the internet enable a free flow of information? Does the internet enable free flow of information?
No, the internet doesn't. Yes. Okay. Yes, the internet blocks. Yes. Enables the free flow of the
information. Why is it so important for a company to maintain a good cash flow? Why is it so important for a company to maintain a good cash flow?
It's important for the company to maintain a good cash flow because then the company have problems to pay.
Otherwise,
the company have problems to pay the bills.
Yeah. Densely populated. Urban, rural. Densely populated. Urban, like urban, rural. Urban.
Urban.
Urban, rural. Rural. So dance.
Gęsty.
Something which is dense.
Gęsty. Densely gęsty. Gęsto.
Very good. Populated.
To be populated, zaludniony. Urban, miejski. Rural, wiejski.
Is water denser than air? Water denser than air?
Yes, water is denser than air.
What do drivers switch on in dense fog to be visible? What do drivers switch on in dense fog to be visible?
Drivers switch on fog lights to be visible in dense fog.
Very good. Are rural areas more densely populated than urban ones? Are rural areas more densely populated than urban ones?
No, rural areas aren't more densely populated than urban areas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Urban ones. Okay. Why are the urban areas more damaging to the environment? Why are urban areas more damaging to the environment than rural ones?
Urban areas are more damaging for the environment than rural ones, because there are more people to damage the natural nature.
Yeah, because they produce more waste.
More waste. Okay,
yeah, both household and industrial, definitely. How can urban life affect our health? How can urban life affect our health?
Urban life can affect our life by, don't know.
Probably because it's a busy life, stress-related illnesses.
Okay.
Overworking, probably.
Because it's more polluted.
More polluted, and urban life also it means you have a lot to do, walk many distance, walk a lot, busy life basically.
Okay.
Yeah. How does the urban environment of Rome differ from that of New York? How does the urban environment of Rome differ from that of New York?
No, the urban area of New York is more
of New York.
Is more of New York.
Is more modern.
It's I don't know.
Because Europe, usually America, Europe.
It was more than 100 years ago.
Not even saying just Europe and America. It's also on that, because Rome, it's more ancient houses, ancient monuments, and New York is more of a busy, modern skyscraper city. Yeah, and Rome is more ancient, more monuments, more culture, history. You see, yeah. So they're different.
Okay.
So one urban. So the urban environment of Rome, you can say.
The urban environment of Rome is different from
that of New York.
That in New York.
Because
Rome is more natural.
More natural. Well, you can say that. More
ancient.
Natural, more ancient.
And
New York.
And New York is more modern and more modern.
Yeah, more modern. Yeah, in architecture wise. Very good. Okay, so you can ask me some questions. Dance.
Dance. Is air more dense than water? Is air more dense than water?
Yeah, air is more dense than water.
Or water is more dense?
No, water is more dense than air. What am I saying? No, so air is not more dense than water. Water is more dense than air. Bound?
Bind and bound.
Yeah, bound.
Bound. And
like bound to happen.
Bound to happen. Nie da się nic na pewno tak się stanie. It's bound to happen. We have an English lesson next week.
No.
No.
It's bound to happen. It means like it's a consequence to something. It's a consequence to something. What's a consequence to this, for example? What's bound to happen if you don't, for example, show up for work? What's bound to happen if you don't do this? What's bound to happen if you do this?
So we need a better translation of it. I will check it later. It's bound to happen.
Bound to happen means like what's the consequence of this action? If you do this or if you don't do this, what's bound to happen?
And there was an example is bound to happen was...
If you come to a curve in the road, don't adjust but
okay.
You can be more creative.
If you...
What's bound to happen if you don't pay for school fees? What's bound to happen if you don't come to work? Like something.
If you don't put this mask and you go outside, it's bound to happen, they will arrest you?
No, you can just ask, you can ask if you don't put on a face mask, what's about to happen? Like nowadays, if you don't put on a face mask when you go outside, what's bound to happen?
Okay, what's bound to happen if you don't put this face mask
on? Nowadays, if I don't put on a face mask outside, I think I'll probably get arrested.
Get arrested now.
Or get fined.
Yeah, you will get.
Or get fined.
Maybe you will get a fine.
And also that, if the police see me. Because if they don't see me, then I'm safe. Accordingly.
Okay, it's hard to ask accordingly. Accordingly to the law, do you have to wear this mouth mask?
No, accordingly to the law. According to the law.
According to the law.
No.
And
don't say accordingly.
Accordingly.
So you have to say accordingly means one action leads to another accordingly. According to that action.
Yeah.
So accordingly is an adverb. It's like one action happens, so the price of grain goes up, and then the price of flour goes up accordingly, because the price of grain went up, so the price of flour will go up too, accordingly. One action leads to another. So find an increase of something.
Increase like
say if
grain.
personal income, for example. Let me ask you a question. So if your income increased, if like your personal income increased, is it a consequence that the tax you pay on the income will increase accordingly? If your personal
If
income increase, will the tax that you pay increase accordingly?
Yes, if my income increase, the tax I have to pay will increase accordingly.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Excellent. Adjust.
Do people nowadays have to adjust to a new situation?
To adjust? Okay, depending on situations, people have to adjust to situations in order to survive. Okay, skyscraper.
Are there any skyscrapers in Rwanda?
Yes, there are many skyscrapers in Rwanda. Okay, last one. Flow. Cash flow. Cash flow.
Flow to flow, cash flow is Is cash flow important in running a company?
Is cash flow important in running a company? Yes, cash flow is very much important in running a company because it ensures that you're bound to pay or to meet your obligations as a company. So yeah, it's very important. Very good. So can we read Unit 21 quickly?
Okay, stain dry cleaners. What do they do at the dry cleaners? They clean clothes and remove stains at the dry cleaners. How much does it cost to clean a suit at the dry cleaners? It costs €25 to clean a suit at the dry cleaners. What can stain your teeth? Smoking or coffee can stain your teeth. What would stain a person's reputation? Love affair, cheating and not paying one's debts could stain a person's reputation. Pillow, bed linen, sheet. How often do you change the bed linen? I change the bed linen 3 times a month. Do you wash the sheets yourself or do you take them to the dry cleaners? I take the sheets to the dry cleaners. Do you prefer thick pillows or thin ones? I prefer thick pillows to thin ones. Why? Because I get a stiff neck when I sleep on a thin pillow. What can pillows be filled with? Pillows can be filled with feathers. Is it pleasant to slide in between cold sheets? No, it isn't pleasant to slide in between cold sheets. What do we use for writing dictations? We use sheets of paper for writing dictations. Complicate, complicated, complication, clarify. Is English grammar complicated? No, English grammar isn't complicated. Do manuals sometimes complicate matters rather than clarify them? Yes, manuals sometimes complicate matters rather than clarify them. What happens when there are complications in an illness? When there are complications in an illness, it becomes worse. Can a simple accident sometimes highly complicate life? Yes, a simple accident can sometimes highly complicate life. Sneeze, sniff. What's a sneeze? Sneeze is a sudden burst of air through your nose and mouth which can't be controlled. Who sneezes the loudest in your family? My father sneezes the loudest in my family. What are the signs that somebody may have a cold? Sneezing or sniffing are the signs that somebody may have a cold. Why do we sometimes sniff milk when we take it from the fridge? We sometimes sniff milk when we take it from the fridge to see whether it has turned sour. Why do they have dogs at customs? They have dogs at customs for sniffing out drugs in luggage. Remedy, compress, iodine, heal, onion. Is a cold compress a good remedy for a mosquito bite? Yes, a cold compress is a good remedy for a mosquito bite. Have you got any home remedies for a cold? Yes, I've got some home remedies for a cold. What are they? Excellent home remedy for a cold is garlic onion juice or tea with honey. What should we clean scratched skin with? We should clean scratched skin with iodine. Does iodine help to heal scratches? Yes, iodine helps to heal scratches. How long would it take a broken wrist, a broken leg, a broken spine to heal? It would take a broken wrist about 3 weeks to heal. Are there any simple remedies for unemployment? Yes, there are some simple remedies for unemployment. What are they? The government should propose cuts in benefits for the unemployed. Why not? Because there are different causes of unemployment. Do you like onion soup? Yes, I like onion soup. Why do we add onions to different dishes? We add onions to different dishes because they have a strong smell and flavor.
A flavor.
A flavor. Icon, click, drag. What exactly do you do with an icon on a computer screen if you want to move it? If you want to move an icon, you click on it and drag it across the computer screen with your mouse. Do you find it easy to drag yourself out of a warm bed in the morning? Yes, I find it easy to drag myself out of a warm bed in the morning. What could happen if you drag a heavy piece of furniture along the floor? If you dragged a heavy piece of furniture along the floor, you could scratch the floor. When is it difficult to drag some men away from watching TV? It's difficult to drag some men away from the TV when they're watching a football match. What do we mean when we say that time drags? When we say that time drags, we mean that it moves very slowly. Why does a bird sometimes drag its wing on the ground? A bird sometimes drags its wing on the ground because it's broken. Curtain, blind, draw, drew, drawn. What does draw the blinds mean? Draw the blinds means to lower or to raise them. What do we do with curtains? We draw the curtains in the evening and draw them back in the morning. Okay. If at a party someone drew you aside, what would it mean? If at a party someone drew me aside, it could mean we wanted to whisper something into my ear. Okay. Which film has recently drawn large audience to the cinema? Harry Potter has recently drawn large audience to the cinema. What would you do if someone in the street drew a gun out of his pocket? If someone in the street drew a gun out of his pocket, I'd scream. Can a scream for help still draw people's attention in a large city? Yes, a scream for help can still draw people's attention in a large city. What would you draw into your lungs if someone smoked in your presence? If someone smoked in my presence, I draw cigarette smoke into my lungs.
Excellent. So some questions. Do you take your suits to the dry cleaners?
Yes, I take my suits to the dry cleaners.
Okay, what can stain your reputation?
Stupid questions can stain my reputation. Stupid answers, I'm sorry.
Stupid answers, okay.
And, I don't know, like, mistakes can stain my reputations.
Okay, which type of pillows do you prefer?
I prefer, what kind of, can I choose?
Yeah.
What pillows can I choose?
No, you can say any. I'm just asking as a general question, which kind of pillows you prefer?
I don't know, I would say...
Thick, thin.
Okay, thick and thin. Comfortable
Okay.
pillows and thin pillows I would choose.
Okay.
Thin pillows I would choose.
Okay, how often do you change your bed linen?
I change my bed linens once a week.
Okay. Very good. So,
Yeah.
what are the signs that somebody may have a cold?
The signs that somebody may have a cold are a runny nose, coughs, sneezing, and then sniffing.
Yeah, very good.
And sniffing. Okay, yes.
So what happens when there are complications in an illness?
When there are complications in illness, you may have more
So
visits.
no, if there's complication in an illness, it means it becomes worse.
Worse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Have you got any home remedies for a cold?
Yes, my home remedy is to have a hot drink, to eat garlic and honey.
Okay. Do you like onion soup?
Yes, I like onion soup.
Okay. Does iodine help to heal scratches?
Yes, iodine helps to heal scratches.
Okay. Do you find it easy to drag yourself out of bed in the morning?
Yes, no, not very easy. I don't find it very easy to drag myself out of the bed in the morning.
Okay.
Drag.
So, do you have curtains or blinds in your office?
I have blinds in my office and curtains too.
Okay. Very good. Excellent.
Okay.
So very good. Good.
Yeah, so it's all for today.
Yeah, it's all for today.
Okay, thank you very much and bye.